So again, this is all about posting to the journal, then to the ledger, and whatever things that you need. So the very first one that we're going to recognize as our adjustment entry is we're going to complete our conversion entry for our periodic inventory. So as what we've done before in chapter 5, we need to utilize our inventory table. So go ahead and pull that out, your inventory table. And we're focusing primarily only on our periodic inventory, which is our coffee mugs. Okay. So here I have a total of 4 purchases. Okay. I have some returns. All right. I even have a discounted item in here. Okay. And yeah. So in this scenario, it said that someone went downstairs and took a physical count, and they found out that the ending amount of cups that we have left in inventory is 70. We have a total of 70 cups. So let's go ahead and place that in our ending balance. Here, ending balance is 70. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill this out. So what's the first thing you got to do?
So you got to add up all your columns up top. So the quantity
Yep.
is 340.
Okay, 340.
And then yes, all those. And then the purchases will be 841.20.
Okay, it's not allowing me
Always
to
do
do
that.
it. You know, it won't allow me to do it for some reason. So I have to punch in every formula in here. So equal sum here. So 340. What's your total purchases? I forgot.
$841.20.
All right. What is your total freight?
Freight, 400.
400.
Oh, I did that backwards.
And what is your total purchases?
Total cost is
Or yeah, total cost.
$1,241.20.
Good. Now, let's look at this carefully again. How are we costing these cups?
Let's see here. We're doing weighted average.
Weighted average. Good. Okay. So, again, like I said earlier, it is not necessary to complete this part, but again, we did for practice purposes only. So we actually are not going to be using any of these numbers.
Those, right.
Okay. Now you can calculate the average now, but we also have to also assume that we have our batches here are, we have to include that we don't have all of our batches available. We have some returns and allowances. So our new average cost per item will change. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this information down. So what is my total purchases for quantity?
Purchase quantity is the 340.
Uh-huh. And the cost of that was this 840.
41.20.
Okay. Now, what about my returns and allowances and discounts? Let's go ahead and sum up this column right here so we'd be able to complete this. Okay, so at the very bottom I have total here, so I'm just going to equal sum my total here. So what's my total returns that I have?
9.
9. And what's my total returns and allowance cost? What's the amount?
$24.11.
$24.11. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copyright that over here. So again, my total number amount that I returned is 9. And the cost of that is going to be the $24.11. All right. So let's go ahead and find our subtotal. So my subtotal here is going to be this minus this, bringing me to have 331.
330.
Okay. Then
Sorry,
we're
I
going to,
was finishing up the other one. Can you do the first one again? I apologize. Or finish that one and then show me the formula on the 311. Just, oh no, we're just subtracting it.
yes. I was going to
Never
say,
mind.
there's
Never
no
mind.
formula here. You're just
Never
subtracting.
mind.
Okay, so here we have the
1709.
841, to be 1709. Good. All right, as we know, freight doesn't increase our quantity, but it does increase the value. So we're going to add our total freight here. So now what is my total that I have available? Or my net purchases?
$1,217.09.
Good. 121709. So again, do we have beginning inventory? No. I'm going to carry down my net purchases. So therefore, adding these two together, you're still going to get the same answer. So again, no beginning inventory. We're going to pull down our net purchases. We're going to add these two together, and you're still going to get 121709. Okay? So if we physically took account and found out there are a total of 70 cups left in our inventory, how many cups did we sold in total?
Sorry, I'm still typing in
still-
everything.
All right, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't transfer my formulas here, so I'm forgetting. Okay, so
Okay. What was the question? I'm sorry.
If I started with 331 and I know that I have 70 left, how many cups did I sell?
Oh, okay. Equals this minus
I
this.
have them in the wrong column.
I got 261.
Okay, so we sold a total of 261 cups. Okay. So now that we're here, we need to solve either or. We either solve for the cost of goods sold or we solve for the ending balance. What I've been teaching you was to solve for the cost of goods sold. In this case, it doesn't matter because our costing method is weighted average. Okay?
Mhm.
So if we know that if 331 cups are going to give me a grand total of 121709, what is going to be my cost per item?
Let's see here. Oops.
Oops.
Wait a minute. One, two,
Where's my calculator?
$3. 6.7700.
Okay, good. So we will be using an equal round for this specific scenario. So we get even numbers. So in this case, I can solve for either or ending inventory or how many I sold. So I'm going to go ahead and do what we always do. So we're going to calculate what we sold. So here, this is my formula. Is going to be, we're going to multiply the two, but I want to make sure I round them off. So equal round. I'm going to place my formula in here, which is multiply them two together. Second argument is how many digits you want. I want 2. So what is my total amount that I actually sold?
Okay.
331.
No,
Oh, wait.
331.
Sorry. No.
Round 261.
61.
That's okay. So how much did it cost me to sell all 261 items?
959.70.
$9.59.70. Good. So I'm gonna.
Can I see that formula one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Just let me expand this out just real quick. Okay.
Oh, it's
So
up there at the top. It's up there at the top. I can see it. Let me make this bigger.
no, I can just double tap my formula.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
so you did
Equal round.
times. So 17. What? I'm sorry. What did you do again? One more time. If
Okay.
You just tell me because I know what I have to. I think
Okay.
your columns have different numbers. That's why.
Okay, yes. I might have moved it. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna
Yeah.
equal round.
Equal round.
Okay. Press tab to activate your formula. You're going to click on your 261. Okay, you're gonna multiply by your cost, which is the 2.67700, comma to end the argument, and you want 2 decimal places, so 2.
So you do the 261 times the 3. This. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you said
Comma
2.
2.
And then close it.
Yes, or enter.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. So now you got 9.59 and 70 cents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna copy that directly right in this box right here. Okay, so how am I gonna solve for my ending inventory?
Go equals enter. You're gonna take the 959 and subtract it from the 1217.09.
Okay, and what do you get?
Equal this minus this gives you a total of 257.39.
257.39. That is correct. So now that we've completed our little thing here, now we have to do our conversion entry into our journal. Okay. So do you guys remember how to do it? Alrighty then. I guess we'll just have to do it together. Let's go.
Hang on, let me see.
All right. What do you think happens when we're trying to convert our items? Okay, so the conversion entry is converting our expenses and we're converting them into inventory. All right. So what should come first?
We're converting it into our inventory. So it's got to come out of whatever account it's currently in, right?
Yes. Okay. If we dumped our coffee mugs in the purchase expense bin and we need to dump it into our inventory,
You're going to be
Reverse that.
what was that, Robin?
You reverse it.
Not reversing. Right now my items are currently in my purchase expense.
Right.
If I'm converting and dumping them into my assets,
Ouch. I want them in inventory.
yes, you want them to be in inventory.
So,
you're just putting them just into the one that's labeled inventory.
What's now under
or
inventory?
ceramic coffee mug.
The
Cer-
ceramic coffee
There you
mugs.
go. Good. Ceramic coffee mugs. Yes. It's going to be a specific item under inventory for ceramic. Mhm.
And that's 12050 is the account number.
Perfect. Now, can you safely assume that everything that you purchase, is it going to go straight to inventory?
Everything that we purchased
Not-
straight
not-
in there? No,
Why?
because we sold some of it.
We sold some of it. So what do we have to recognize?
Our sales, what we sold.
Not
Under-
sales,
But sales.
because we've
of
we've
ceramic
already
coffee.
sold it. We've already recorded the sales for our coffee mugs.
Oh, but we haven't for the cost of the goods sold.
Cost of goods sold, correct. Okay. So now we're going to recognize how many cups we actually got rid of. So what account number is that, or what account name is that?
Cost of goods sold.
The ceramic mugs is 50150.
50150. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so in this case, we know what our ending inventory. We know how much out of the 331 cups that we're converting. We know 70 of them are going to be into inventory. So what value are you going to place here?
So
Under the ceramic coffee
the
mugs.
ended balance.
Correct, which is what?
257.39.
Good. And of course, you actually know how many items you sold. So what is the cost of goods sold going to be here?
That's the 959 and 70 cents.
$9.59.70. Okay. All right, and then what account am I actually converting from? What bucket am I taking out from?
Purchase expense.
Yes, you're taking it out of purchase expense. And what else?
Freight expense.
Freight expense. Good. Now, we've also made a few purchase returns and allowances. What is that account? What kind of account is a purchase returns and allowances?
Contra.
It's a contra account. So what is their current balance going to be? Right? Because we made purchases, but we've also returned a few items.
Right.
So
It's well, it's going to be in the debit column.
yes. Yes.
All right.
Good. So purchase returns and allowances is going to be in the debit column. What else is also going to be in the debit column? What else did we have? That's
Discount.
we had the purchase discount. And then we can go ahead and zero out our purchase expense and our freight expense. Okay, so what account number is my purchase returns and allowances?
61550.
And my purchase discount?
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. The purchase discount was the 61550. My bad. The purchase returns and allowances is 61500.
Okay. All right, no worries. And what amount in my allowance is going to be there? How much total allowances did I claim, or total return? Sorry,
That's the 2411.
2411 is combined. What is this one right here?
So let's see. That is $22.24.
22, do you say 22.24?
Yes.
Okay, so good. So my total returns and allowances was for 22.24, and my remaining discount was for $1.87. Okay. What about my total purchase expense?
That was the 841.20.
Yep, 841.20. And my total freight was
400.
400. Okay, so again, my account numbers for purchase expense was 61,000, and my per freight expense should be 6,300.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and total up the sums on the columns here to make sure that your accounting is correct and that they match on both sides.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
We do.
so I got 12.
21 or yeah.
Yep.
1241.20. Sorry.
Good. Got 1241.20 on both sides. Yay, so good. We did our conversion entry correct. Okay. So here for the description, you can just write conversion. Okay. You can write periodic conversion entry for periodic inventory. You don't need to say coffee mugs because it literally is pretty straightforward. So there you go. All right. So what do we need to do next?
Okay, sorry, I was still typing.
We can put the inventory sheet down because now we have to go to the ledger.
Ledger.
Okay. And the first one is going to be under the assets. So number 12050.
Okay, so here's my ceramic coffee mugs.
We're still on the 30th, yeah? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And do we put anything here?
Yeah, I put conversion entry. You can also put 70 mugs, so then you know that's the ending balance.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Post reference, we are currently on General Journal 19.
And so in the debit column, it's going to be the 257.39.
257.39. Debit column, boom, 257.39. Okay, 39. Oh, I would have made my typo already. 39. Good. Okay, what's after this?
And we can go to the expenses of cost of goods sold.
So COGS.
50150. Date again. Would you still put the conversion entry?
Uh-huh. And that you sold 261 mugs. That's right, 261?
Yeah.
Yes, we sold 261.
This is again in the debit column for the 159.70.
One
$959.70.
959.70. Yes, and that's going to be in the debit column. Boom. Okay.
And then,
Hold on. Michelle, are you okay?
Yep. Typing away.
Okay. So 959.70. Okay. What's
Yep.
next?
Purchase
Okay.
return and allowances.
Purchase returns and allowances. So expenses.
And that's 61,500.
All right. So here my purchase returns and allowances. Okay. 630. Conversion entry. Okay. General journal number 19. And this time we're debiting our amount for $22.24, bringing my account balance to,
Okay.
0.
yes. So essentially what we're doing is we're zeroing out every single purchase expense or anything that had to do with the purchase expense itself. We're zeroing out every single account and we're dumping them in their designated locations, which is our inventory and our cost of goods sold. So there you go. Okay, good. Next, we have here's our purchase discount.
Right below, yep. So, conversion entry. 19. And this is in the debit column.
Yep. 0.
Let me do the formula though.
Okay, so this one is a little different because we're on the credit side.
Right. So I'll do that one. Oh, wait. Oh, did the wrong one. Wait, let me look at yours. Make sure I'm in the right one. Am I doing the far one? Yes. Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure I was.
All right, let me know. You got 0?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No worries. All right, good. So that account is now 0. Now we're going to scroll right up for our purchase expense. All right. So again, same date. Conversion entry.
18. This time we're in the credit column. 41.20.
4, 8, 40, 20. So therefore, it's pulling down your formula. Oh, equals this plus this minus this. It's going to give you 0. What in the world is in this formula then? Okay.
All right.
Okay, so she has 0.
Ready?
Yep. Now, last but not least, We're going to go all the way up to our freight expense. I think I missed it. Freight. Yes, here it is. 630, conversion entry. Oh, I guess you could use, okay, that's fine. All right, and 400. And you should be able to pull your formula down to make it 0.
0.
Okay, I don't know what I did with my formula, but it's not picking up my formula. There you go, 0. Okay, good. Now we are done with this scenario. There's no subsidiary ledger because this is an internal thing. We've already updated our inventory. So because we updated our inventory, you can save that and close it for good. We don't ever need this anymore. All right, but I'm just going to leave it there so I don't do anything. Okay, so let me go back to my journal scenario. Okay, good. That's our first adjustment entry. All right. So now we're looking at the second one, which is going to be cost of materials sold. So, in our entire business, we sold approximately 5,297,000 cups, medium cups. Okay, we.
7,000. Wait, what?
I meant 5,297.
All right.
So then, and we sold or used 60 pounds of sugar and 12 cases of coffee creamer. So again, I've already done the calculation for you. So each cost per item, again, it's pretty straightforward. I just divided it by how many you had. So here you go. I've also even calculated it for you. So the total cost of selling, or I guess using all the cups was giving me a total of $286.70. And for the sugar was $21.60, and for the coffee creamer was $195.96. Okay. So cost of material is more or less identical to what you would do for a cost of goods sold.
Okay, because it is actually right underneath it. So,
So how are we going to journalize this?
first, are we, let me put my date here so I can put the right column. All right, so are we doing the medium cups first, which would be the COM medium
Okay.
cups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me type as you're typing.
Good God.
Okay, and that account number is the 51200. All right. And then we say the next one is the COM sugar. And that is account number 51300. Okay. And then we have the COM creamer. And that's 51350. So let's see here. What's the next one?
Where are we taking this cost of materials out from?
Expenses. if that's what you mean.
Okay, so yes, cost of materials is an expense because we use the stuff.
Yes.
Now, where am I taking that out from?
Business supplies.
Yes, business supplies, but specifically,
The three, the medium coffee cups, sugar, and creamer.
yes. So here we're making an adjustment that, so if we look at our actual assets, right, I've bought probably a total of 7,000 cups. Now I'm making the adjustment, so I should find out how many cups I actually have left. So medium coffee cups. Okay. Sugar and creamer.
Okay, so the account numbers, I see 11,760 for the medium coffee cup. And then the sugar is 11,770. And then creamer is 11,775.
Okay. All right, so here I've labeled how many cups I used, how much sugar I used, and how much creamer I used.
Right, so we're gonna take the cost of each of those columns and put them in the debit column for each category. So 286.70 on the medium coffee cup.
Okay.
And then the sugar, excuse me, is the 2160.
Mm-hmm.
And then creamer is 195.96.
Mm-hmm.
And let me transfer those. 670. 195. Okay. So now what do we put in note for this one? Is it still conversion?
We're not converting anything here. This
Anything
is,
here? Okay.
yes, so this one's going to be an adjustment.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, adjustment entry for business supplies. Okay.
Okay. All right. We would go to the ledger.
Ledger.
Okay, and go to, let's see here, if it's
Oh, well, ledger.
the cost of goods sold column
Mm-hmm.
down past the cost of materials. 5-1. There we go. Okay. And then again, would you put still the adjustment entry?
Yes, you could do adjustment. So I put ADJ just so that it's adjustment. And I'm also going to inform how many cups I actually used. So used 5,297 cups. Right? Post reference.
Still 19. And that's going to be the 286.70 in the debit column. the sugar, 2 below. Date. And it would still be like the same thing, the adjustment entry and the amount we used.
Mm-hmm. So we use 60 pounds of sugar.
The debit column, 2160. And creamer right below. Adjustment.
Oh no, I've been filling the wrong one.
Oh no!
Hold on. So cost of material. Okay, so I filled out the wrong one. So cost of materials. All right. So a adjustment. Okay, so last but not least, we have the creamer. Okay, so again, 630. Adjustment
We have 12 cases used.
for a total of 195.96.
96, yeah.
195.96. All right, good. 195.96.
All right, and then we will go to assets. And under the medium copy, the 11,760. Way up here. Okay. And the date and amount was the 5,297.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are we still putting adjustment too, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Make sure I do that adjustment. And then in the credit column, the 286.70. Bringing that down. Oh,
My bad. That's put in percentage. It's supposed to be comma style. Okay, got it.
okay. And that brings the total down to $92.18.
$92.18.
All right.
Okay, so here we recognize the reason why we're making adjustments because we no longer have those cups. So we want to make sure that we adjust our entry because our assets reflect that we have 7,000 cups, but we really don't.
Right.
Okay? So that's why we need to make an adjustment entry. Next one is sugar.
Here, 11,770. The date. accounts. And then in the credit column of 2160,
Mm-hmm.
bringing the total to 2160.
Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, go ahead and fill out your creamer.
Okay, and I got a total of $97.98.
$97.98. Good. So there we go.
Done for that.
And we're done with that. These are not inventory items, so we don't need to use inventory, like I said. But good. Okay. So let's see what happened here. Okay, so we got our bank statement.
Oh, yay.
And of course, I'm not going to have you guys do a bank reconciliation because usually that happens at the beginning of the next month. So, but you can see what charges you have, and this is how you adjust your books to reflect what the bank has. So, of course, with bank fees, right? What is the automatic assumption that you know with bank fees?
Automatic assumption with bank fee.
Yes. What's the automatic assumption that happens to these bank fees?
I don't understand the question.
I don't.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so the question is, okay, when you receive a bank statement and you see that you got charged all these fees, what's the automatic assumption?
Well, that we had to pay them, so we have to adjust our bank.
Yes, because it automatically charged our bank. This is them giving us a notification saying, "Hey, we charged your account already."
Okay.
So they're not going to bill you and say pay a separate bill. No, they're going to automatically charge you.
Take it.
Exactly. So that is why we need to adjust our books because we don't really have that money because they already took it out of our bank account without, well, now they're telling us that this is the reason why. So as you can see here, there are a few things that we had to pay. So obviously, for using the bank to do a lot of other services, such as, whatever it is, they charged us $50. Okay, and then they charged us for overdraft charges of $66.23. So if you go down to the bottom here, it tells you that on June 17th, you overdrafted the bank by $70. And then on June 18th, you went over by $4,429 and so on and so forth. I didn't list it all out. But we've seen it. Okay. So, the calculated total was 22% based on the amount that was overdrafted by. So, of course, 22% is an annual percentage. It's not a full rate. Like you're not going to get charged 22% for $4,000. It's based on an annual percentage. So with this one, with all the calculations, it came out to be $66.23. Now, you may think that's not that much, but trust me, if you don't pay this balance off, it's a lot. Okay? And then lastly, for every single NSF check that you have written, they charge you $25 to pay for it in advance for you. So, as you can see in here, we listed that we wrote check number 1517, 1519, 1522, 1523, 24, 25, and 28. We wrote that many faulty checks or non-sufficient funds checks. So every check that we wrote, we got charged $25. So grand total is going to be $175. So in grand total, that's how much you're going to take out of your bank. Okay?
All right.
So with that being said, what is going to be the account you're going to use to place all these charges?
It's going to be bank fees.
Bank fees. That is correct. Yes.
And that's 60100.
All right.
And
And
then they're gonna come out of checking.
correct. They already charged us, so we need to make our adjustment to our checking account. So 10, 100. So I'm going to go ahead and do my auto sum here. So 50 plus 66, 23 plus 175.
291 and 23 cents.
291 and 23 cents, and that amount is going to come out of our checking account. So overall, now that's a lot of money that you owe the bank on top of what you already owe the bank. So that's not a good sign. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to go ahead and write here. You can write bank reconciliation because this is bank reconciliation, right? Adjusting for bank charges. Okay, so what is after ledger?
We gotta go to the ledger.
Yes. All right. So we're going to be in expenses first. Okay. At the top, second one is bank fees. Okay, for service charge, NSSF, checks, comma, excuse me, overdraft protection fees. Excuse me.
That's you.
All right. All right, we're still on General Journal number 19.
Yep.
For the 291.23. All right. And then lastly, go to your assets all the way at the top to your checking account.
Bank fees.
Yep, bank fees. $291.23. Drop in our bank account to now
$2,332.
and 8 cents. Yeah.
Okay, so good. All right. All right, now that transaction's over. Okay, so let me see what happens next. So this section here is now we need to reimburse for our petty cash fund. How do we replenish our petty cash fund? So here is the petty cash ledger that you guys were talking about, giving a list of the dates as well as who took the money out and what was the item for and what was the receipt amount. So here you go. Okay, so again, the owner, Bob Mason, bought 10 pizzas and 10 sodas and tax and everything, plus $25 delivery fee, giving you a grand total of $187.16. Then Miss Irene Jameson bought a cake for the party, okay, that cost you $23.80. Lastly, Mr. Albert Allen decided to buy some party supplies, so streamers, balloons, paper plates, napkins, utensils, etc., etc. And it came out to a total of $71.82. So, my job is to replenish the petty cash fund.
Do we have to do each one individually, or are they able to be put all together as one for the petty cash?
They can be all put together as one. Now,
Okay.
what's the rule when replenishing the petty cash fund?
I have to look it up. I don't remember the rule.
Okay. Okay. If your thought was to debit your petty cash fund, that is wrong because you're not increasing your petty cash fund. This is you putting money back into the petty cash fund, but at the end of the day, you're paying for all of these, you're reimbursing all for all these expenses.
So checking,
Checking, debit or credit.
that's going to be debit.
Are we receiving money?
No, right. Sorry, no. So yeah, okay. So then it's the petty cash is going to be the debit for the
No.
amount. No. Oh.
No. Remember,
Hold on.
if you debit the petty cash fund, you're increasing the petty cash fund. Right now, we need to put money back into the petty cash fund, but we never journalized that we took money out of the petty cash fund.
Right.
Okay, chapter 9, if you guys are looking at your notes.
I am trying to. All right. Okay, so it's checking in the credit column,
Okay.
and then all the expenses
Mm-hmm.
in the debit column,
Okay, good.
or the receipts, I should say, whatever they are.
Okay.
The amount of money, right?
Yes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you that I'm going to assume that all of these are going to be considered a business expense. Why? Because you're not going to have a party every month. So it's just a minor business expense that I incurred, and my reasoning for it is for my grand opening. So the account that you're going to be using is just business expense. I don't need you to separate it, be like, I bought a cake expense. No.
Okay.
Right?
So the business expense account is where'd it go? The 60200.
Mm-hmm. $60200.
And then the checking.
Okay.
So, minus 282.78. So we need $217.22 to make it 500, right? Or, oh, okay, no, we're doing exactly what they took out, the 282.78.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Remember, in order to replenish it, you just calculate all the total of the receipts in the box
That's it.
and write a check for it. So were you able to get the same exact number? The 178.16 plus 2380 plus 7182. Did you get the same number?
282.78?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so the notes will just reflect that we have to, it's petty cash.
Replenish.
Okay, okay. Cash, and then we have to get a check number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the 282.78.
Okay. So for this one, if you guys remember, it's going to be whoever the person is in charge of the petty cash fund. You don't actually write to the petty cash fund. But in this case, I didn't assign anybody, so go ahead and write petty cash. Okay, just so you,
Oh, okay.
just so you know that I'm writing a check to the petty cash fund. Okay, so whoever's the assigned
Person would typically be done.
the manager of the petty cash fund is going to be whoever name you're gonna write there. So check number 1530.
Is that a sneeze?
No, it was a cough.
Oh, okay. I was gonna I could bless you either way if you like. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So now that we've posted to the journal, what is going to be next?
The ledger.
Yes, we're gonna update our ledger. First thing we're gonna do is go to a business expense. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Bank fees, business expense. So 630. I'm gonna write grand opening party.
Oops.
Okay. General journal number 19 we are still on. 4282.78. 28278.
$1,282.78.
Yes. And lastly, back to our checking again.
Check number.
1530. Oops.
28278. Bringing our balance down to
$2,049.30.
right. Good. So again, we'll stop here. All right. And then when we continue the next section, we can go ahead and get started with our depreciation tables. So right now it's 3 o'clock. Go ahead and take a 20-minute break and be back no later than 3:20.
You got it.
Okay?
All right. guys
Thank you.
then.